Are you sick and tired of getting less than 500 views on your reels that you're putting so much effort into? Listen, I totally get it. And in today's video, I want to share 8 compelling reels practices that you need to make sure you do so that you can get out of the 500 views or less jail. I know how frustrating it can be, right? You're putting so much time, energy, and effort into making some really cool reels. You're modeling other influencers and creators, and you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, this reel is gonna do amazing. It's gonna be awesome, all for it to just go absolutely flop. It's not fun, right? You're seeing others have success with reels and you're just sitting there banging your head against the wall trying to figure out, like, why can't I create reels that potentially go viral, generate lots of engagement, and eventually bring me some sales? Let's talk about that today. Now, before I dig into today's content, I want to be sure that you smash the subscribe button right now. I launch a brand new YouTube video just like this each and every Monday, and it would be wise if you subscribe and who knows, maybe also share this channel with other folks you feel it could benefit. You ready? All right, let's dive in. All right, wait, before we dive in, I almost forgot something. I cannot wait to share the best practice number 8 with you. Yes, it's going to be the last one that I share, but this one is absolutely going to blow your mind. Be sure to stay until the end. So the first best practice that I want to share out of all 8 that I'm going to share with you today is number 1, use relevant and or trending audio. Now, some people think using a trending audio by itself is going to take your reel to the stratosphere, and unfortunately, that's just not true. But here's what I want you to understand. I always use a trending audio that has 2,000 uses or less. But even more important than that, I want you to understand what the audio you're using represents. Does it align with your brand? Does it align with your messaging? Does the audio you're using kind of synergistically go with the video that you're actually producing? So number 1, right, use an audio that's relevant, all right? Number 2, switch scenes every 2 to 4 seconds. Now, some of you are out there making reels and you're creating one long, continuous 7, 8, 10, 12, 15, 20 second reel. And unfortunately, most marketers, most creators, most entrepreneurs are not wise enough. Their skill set isn't quite there yet to be able to keep the attention of their viewers for 10, 15, 20, 30 seconds. The biggest tip I can give you right now is start switching scenes every 2 to 4 seconds, right? So for one scene, shoot a video, and then bam, the next 2 to 4 seconds of your reel, change scenes, different angle, different view, different scenery, whatever that might be. You don't need to do nothing crazy, but what you need to do is change scenes. Think about your favorite movie. Think about your favorite Netflix show. What happens every 2, 4, 5 seconds? The scene changes. Why? Because they understand in order to keep our attention, the viewer, they have to change scenes. Best practice number 3. Listen, stop overthinking reels. If you want to create compelling reels, you have to stop overthinking them. What you'll find as, the more reels you create is the ones that you actually spend less time on typically do the best. So give yourself permission to stop overthinking, making all of these amazing reels that you're spending hours and hours and hours on, right? Only to get 500 or less views. Stop overthinking them so much and just produce more quantity. Right? Stop overthinking, produce more quantity, and you're going to find out which reels are most compelling for your audience. Seriously, you getting some value so far? I'm having an absolute blast, and I hope you are too. Let's jump to the next tip. All right, best practice number 4. Post at consistent times. Now, I know you've probably heard this, got to be consistent, but Instagram rewards consistency, okay? Here's what I want you to understand. If you're only posting one reel a day, post it at the same time every single day. That way, Instagram can kind of take note of this and push it out to your folks because they know when you're going to post. This also will help condition your audience when to expect your next reel, all right? So for me, I currently post 2 reels a day, one at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and one at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I've done this for several months. I'm pumping out 2 reels a day. It's just the season that I'm currently in, but I am committed to being consistent with that. Well, Coach Fryer, how do I do this without being glued to my phone all the time? Well, here's what I do. I batch create a bunch of reels, and then I just schedule them out right there inside the Instagram app. Best practice number 5, okay? Here's what you need to understand. Stop speaking to all and start speaking to one, all right? When it comes to your messaging and the text on screen and even in the description in your reels, if you want them to be more compelling, ask yourself, right? Am I speaking to just one person, or am I speaking to an entire, thousands or tens of thousands of people? What you'll find is if you can alter your messaging to just speak to one person, it will ultimately attract more of that particular person. It's super, super powerful. It almost seems backwards, but this is going to make your reels more compelling. Let's talk about best practice number 6. Write this down if you're taking notes. The element of surprise, right? Think back to all the reels that you've watched over time. Typically, when you're watching something, then all of a sudden, during the middle or maybe even towards the tail end, all of a sudden there's like a plot twist. There's like an element of surprise. Like you weren't even expecting something, and all of a sudden, bam, something completely just blew your mind, or something completely changed, and you're like, oh my gosh, that was crazy. I wasn't expecting that. I want to go back and watch that again. Think about that sales psychology. Right? You've probably done that a ton of times. How can you incorporate the same thing inside of your reels? This one component, the element of surprise, is going to make your reels more compelling. We're getting close to the end here. I've only got 2 more, things to share. Let's dive into number 7. Number 7, best practice as far as you creating more compelling reels is keep the majority of your reels under 7 seconds, unless they are maybe a talking head reel. Now, my talking head reels are anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds, but all your other types of reels, the majority of you are probably making 80 to 90% of your reels are 7 seconds or less. This will keep your viewers on the edge of their seats. It's going to make them more compelling. They're short, sweet, to the point. The attention span of today's consumer is ridiculously low. And so keep them under 7 seconds. Put more energy and effort into, like I said earlier, changing scenes and relevant audios and all these things combined into one real element of surprise in under 7 seconds is going to help your reels surpass more than 500 views. Have officially arrived. Best practice number 8. You've been waiting patiently. I told you at the beginning of this video that I was gonna blow your mind. Let's talk about best practice number 8. While you're making your reel, I want you to start leveraging and using the Instagram app to cut out all unnecessary pauses or breaks inside of your reel. You can literally do this right inside the Instagram app. All you have to do is tap on the video that you uploaded to make your reel, okay? And then underneath on all the options, you're gonna see the option that says split. I want you to write that down in your notes, okay? Anytime there is a pause or a break in your reel, even if it's just a half a second or 1 second, split that, right? Split that reel right then and there, and then shorten it so that it literally goes back to back. Similar to what I do here with my YouTube videos, right? There's not a whole lot of extra, in between pauses or or any of that stuff, right? Okay. You can do this, especially with the reels that you're creating. If you want to make them more compelling, eliminate all the extra added, nonsense, whatever that's in between each of the scenes. The more you can limit those, right? Especially if you're changing scenes every 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds, the more you can go scene to scene to scene to scene to scene without a 1 to 2 second pause or break in between each one, the more compelling it's going to be, the longer you're going to keep your audience's attention. This is literally game changing. Takes an extra 2 or 3 minutes, most likely, once you get the hang of it, to eliminate all that gray space, gray matter, excess, whatever. This is probably one of the most compelling tips so you can start leveraging right now, is to eliminate all extra added space within your reels to make them more compelling. Whew, man, I think I'm almost sweating. I mean, that was a lot of information. That was a lot of content. I hope and pray you got a ton of value. You just wrote down a ton of notes. 8 best practices to make more compelling reels. Listen, Coach Fryer is here. I'm excited. I'm thankful for you. Be sure to smash that subscribe button. And real quick before you go, comment down below, down in the comment section, and let me know which of these 8 best practices were you maybe lacking and you're going to immediately implement for your reels. I want to know. And then I'm going to circle back around and reply to your comment to add even more value or just having more of a conversation with you. Love to see your comment down below. Wait. I almost forgot. Hey, if you're looking to grow your Instagram and you're struggling to grow new followers, be sure to check out this video where I share my 13 best growth tips for Instagram.